If you could physically transport yourself to any place in the world at this moment, where would you go?
Can transport? Is it any place?
Yeah, at this moment. So not, not Elizabethan times or anything like that.
Probably another habitable planet that wasn't in trouble and having problems. That would be a... Yeah.
You can go with Elon Musk or Elon Musk. Just go to...
I'm going to travel with Eaton Mess.
Off to another planet.
Right, my turn. Where would you go?
I don't know, I wasn't thinking another planet. Just a little beach house somewhere. Yeah.
Somewhere idyllic is the thing, isn't it?
Where is it?
Not that this isn't really.
No. Do you watch... is it Murder in Paradise? Is it called Murder in Paradise?
Yeah.
That series, yeah. And there's a couple of them, they live in almost like beach huts on the beach. One of those.
Yeah, no, it would be nice.
I don't want to get murdered, obviously. Another planet sounds good.
What was the last thing you bought yourself just for fun?
Just for fun? I got a new jumper on.
Was that fun?
It was alright. Is it fun? I suppose it's, yeah. We tend to buy for need and necessity. I did buy a jigsaw recently.
Yeah.
I haven't started it.
That's fun.
I did buy Trionimos recently.
You did, and that's definitely fun.
That's definitely fun. Other than that, it'll be things like art, pictures for the wall or something that's more pleasure than fun, isn't it? Just more pleasure.
I can't think of anything myself. I don't think we...
She said sitting there with a couple of snowmen on her head.
Well, I suppose, yeah, that's as near as, isn't it? The headband, head things we got for Christmas, yeah.
What's the most disgusting thing you've ever eaten?
Foie gras, I want to say, but the first time I had that, it was almost that raw, it made me gag. There's not many things I would say but disgusting, to be honest.
Have you had snails?
Yeah, but I didn't feel them disgusting. If they'd been raw, I might have done. And the other thing is that, what they call bouleau here, which is, I think it's whelks, isn't it? The really chewy snail-like things. I couldn't say, again, I wouldn't say they were disgusting, but they're just not something I'd ever have that again. Not you?
Marzipan.
It's not disgusting.
It really is.
Funny, isn't it? Why did you say why you thought that is in your mind as being horrible now?
No, I've got no idea. I mean, it was quite common when we were kids, wasn't it? If you bought a cake, it probably had marzipan icing on it. Yeah. Just something about that smell.
I didn't like it as a kid, but I seem to have developed a taste for it as I got older. What was your best ever vacation? Or holiday, as we English call it.
Yes, best ever. I can think of bits from lots rather than one fantastic one. I really enjoyed Barcelona because I liked the mixture of you were in a city but you were also by the sea. Ones with the kids in France, camping, always good fun. Natalie and I going to Vietnam and Cambodia because that was just so different. A little bit of, I'm not saying we weren't in hostels, but we did have backpacks and went on buses and things like that. I really enjoyed that. When I got married,
where was that?
St Lucia.
St Lucia, yeah.
In the West Indies. It's beautiful. Just watching the sunsets in the evening was just unbelievable. So I wouldn't say there was one that, that was the best holiday ever. I would pick bits out from individual holidays.
I'm similar. There's not many holidays I'd say there weren't good.
I think one of our best holidays was in France. It was Scotland. It was the last time we went up and we had a house. 2015, something like that. And there was me, Fee, Isla, Callum and Daisy. And that was, but it was lovely because it was a lovely quirky house. It had all kinds of little odd rooms and things like that. It was the first time we did a craft Christmas, so there was a lot of making going on. We made all our decorations when we got there, and it was lovely.
Nice, yeah.
It was really nice. I suppose I tried to recreate that last year. It still was lovely, but that first house was so quirky as well. Which of the 7 dwarfs are you most like?
I think each dam's one of the each different one. Quite often I think I'm dopey.
Dopey.
Another day I'll think I'm happy.
Today you're sneezing.
Yeah, today I'm sneezy. I can't think what the others' names are now.
No, we've got to go through them, haven't we? There's Doc, which is one everyone forgets. Sneezy, happy, dopey, sleepy, which is obviously me. There must be a grumpy one.
Yeah, there is grumpy.
I'm going to have to Google it, aren't I? Bashful.
Bashful.
Yeah, grumpy.
I suppose
Grumpy, happy, sleepy, dopey, bashful, sneezy and dopey.
these days with the menopause I'd say dopey. You say you're sleeping.
Yeah, always.
If cash were tight, what's the first thing you'd throw out?
That would be different to when I last was really stuck for cash. Last time I was stuck for cash, I sold my car. So, yeah. And just, yeah. Couldn't do that here. I mean, when it did happen to me here, just relied on you, which is we need a car where we live. But yes, living in London, it was all right. Didn't have a car for 3 years, I think. Got rid of the car. What do I do now? I suppose this year we're all cut down on our heating, haven't we? Because we know it's going to be very expensive. Some people might say the cats, but that's not going to happen.
I suppose it'd be things like, well, you'd have to think of things that you've got that cost you money that you could live without, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, you lived quite a while without a TV, didn't you?
Yes. So I suppose things like Netflix and Amazon Prime.
Yeah. That's the first thing Stacey and Chris did, was get rid of their Netflix.
The luxuries I have at the moment.
And just watch basic TV, yeah. So much there that you forget that, is a luxury in a way.
Yeah. I suppose they're the things that would be easiest to let go of.
I think the same with us, really.
Yeah.
Probably. And we've already stopped using the electric radiators because worrying about the cost of those, so...
And what else? Candles. I suppose I'd have to do that. Candles.
Well, you just have
candles.
Thing is, though, they to me are a necessity, because if you can't afford your electric, at least you'd have some lighting. Yeah,
but that's different to buying, things because they're pretty and smell nice.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, rather than just...
Yeah, because they are quite expensive, aren't they?
Things like bath bombs and stuff. Obviously sweets.
Yeah, you'd have to cut out your chocolate.
You would just go back to basics, wouldn't you?
And we're all capable of it. It's always the thought of it's just scary, isn't it? When I think back about when we were kids, we didn't have a lot. When I look back at photos, our clothes were quite old looking and tatty, really, because I wouldn't necessarily get much. I might get my cousins, but most of mine would be passed down to my sister.
Yes. Yeah.
Even some of it would go to my brothers, obviously not the dresses and that. But just thinking, I remember back, what we got for Christmas and that, they couldn't afford much, it would be broken within Christmas Day, probably. Things like that, and things you just think, well, I've done it before, I should be able to do it again.
Yes.
The thoughts of it, you just don't want to, do you?
No.
We only had the coal fire, it was the only room that was warm in the front room.
Yeah, we didn't have central heating when I grew up at all. We had
years before we had it.
We had gas fire in the living room, that was it.
Yeah, we went from coal fire to gas fire.
Didn't have an indoor bathroom until I was probably about 8, 9. We had an indoor bathroom.
And we didn't have a TV until my brother Keith was born. Mum came out of hospital and my dad did it as like a surprise for when she come home. My brother Steve, the youngest one, has always known TV, but the rest of us didn't know it until then.
I don't remember being without TV, I must admit.
And a phone, that was a long time before we got a phone.
Yes, and my dad didn't have a car either. He had a motorbike sidecar.
I'm sure that's why I still remember the phone number, because it was such an exciting thing to have a phone number, and it stuck in my mind. Yeah,
isn't it weird? We had our phone up on a ledge.
Yeah, ours was on the wall. Yeah.
What's it doing up there?
Yeah, I don't know if you remember where the coat hooks were, like the hall. There was the phone there.
Ours was in our living room, but on this kind of metal wrought iron looking shelf.
Oh, I remember those. Yeah,
like a corner one.
My ex's mum, hers was on a white wrought iron glass shelf.
Yeah,
on
that's
the
it. Yeah, that's what we had.
Yeah.
I always envied people who had those telephone seats.
Yeah.
In their hallway. I thought they were quite.
My mum got one of them later on. Yeah, because they never took the one off the wall, but they did get another one that then was on that.
Was it a trim phone? Was it a trim phone?
Probably.
They were terribly posh, weren't they?
Otherwise, you keep taking your glasses off. You can't see with them on, I suppose.
No, I can't think with them on. I can see with them on, but then I have to take them off to think.
Okay. Maybe that's my problem now. I've got one all the time and I can't not think.
Yeah. What's the biggest surprise you've ever had? I'll add in shock there as well. Do you want any more Kahlua?
It's not like us, is it? We don't do this.
Well, that's why it's fun. What's the biggest surprise you've ever had? Or shock?
Surprise, I think, was my 60th birthday, because that's quite recent, so it's still in my mind. I wasn't expecting that. That was lovely.
Yeah, the kids.
And the one shot that still sticks in my mind was Princess Diana, of all people.
Yes.
That stuck with me for so long. So shocked when she died.
Definitely. That's a generational thing. Like people who can remember where they were when Kennedy died. Well, I think that's Princess Diana for us, isn't it?
That's the one that sticks in my mind. I can't
can
think of
remember
anybody
everything
else.
about it.
I don't remember of anybody else dying and where it was, or anything like that. For some reason, that really stuck.
I remember I was on holiday when Elvis died. It must have been in the summer, some school holidays. John got shot. I think I was at uni then, so it was the early 80s. What about when April told you she was having twins?
Oh, there's a mixture with that one, because she kept trying to get hold of me that day. I was out at Big Grenier, and because I was in the middle of somewhere, and I'd always dread phone calls from the children, because I always think it's going to be bad news, and I don't want to be in the middle of a boot fair and I would take this call. So I just said, I'll ring you when I get back. And that's when I got back and spoke to her, and she said, Mum, I'm pregnant and it's twins. I went, yeah, right. I said, come on.
So you got
she
both
said,
sets
no.
of news on the same day?
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't like pregnant and then
No,
a few
she
weeks
knew,
later.
and because she hadn't managed to get me, she managed to get hold of Roger and told him. But then she said it was twins. I really thought, nah, she's having me on. But then she said, no, it really is. I'm, oh my God, I'm crying my eyes out. How much taller or shorter would you like to get?
Well, I don't want to get any shorter. And I'm already getting shorter.
Yeah.
I've definitely lost an inch or so, I reckon.
Well, I think I have, but I'd like someone to measure me height again, actually.
Well, actually, no, I've probably got taller in the last year because of my knees, because I couldn't straighten my legs for a while, so I did walk like a little hobbit for a while. So I may have gone back up to 5'1".
Because the only time recently I've been measured, it's been obviously centimetres, because they're measuring centimetres here, and Mum's 171.
Oh, I don't know what I am in centimetres.
But I think it may have gone down. I think it might, if I remember, when I go and see the doctor next, ask her if she can measure my height. She'll be thinking, why do you need to know how tall you are? Or maybe I should just get Dad to do it.
Yeah, I'd like to be taller and quite short, and it doesn't help the more overweight you get. It'd be nice to have a few extra inches.
Just to weigh it out, right?
Well,
It's like me, when I look at my height and it tells me what I should weigh, I think that's when, like you say, you wish you were taller. I was even looking at it today, actually, and for my height, I still need to lose, according to them, about another 15 kilograms. I don't think that's going to happen,
but those measurements are so faulty in a lot of ways.
So to me, I want to stay at my height. I don't want to be any shorter, because that means losing more weight. Yeah.
No, I want to be taller, and then I won't be as overweight.
That's what that's the joke, isn't it? I say.
I'm not overweight. I'm just
short from the height or something
challenged.
stupid.
Vertically